Hey guys, welcome to Conceptual Geometry, Lesson 4.4, Point Reflections. All right, first of all, what is a point reflection? A point reflection is when you reflect an object through a point. So our first example today, we are going to take this triangle ABC, and we are going to reflect it through point P. The easiest way to do that is to take each vertex and reflect it through the point. So for example, I'm going to take A and reflect it through point P. So basically, you create a little segment here, measure that, and go the same distance to the other side. So A is going to go through point P to the other side, the same distance. So A prime would be here. Now, if you're just sketching this, do the best you can. Try and estimate that distance, and then go through that point, the same distance to the other side. So A prime would go there. Point B, we'll do the same thing. And draw a dashed line through point P, go the same distance to the other side, kind of estimate it. And finally, point C, same distance to the other side, and there's C prime. And the next thing we would do is we'd connect those vertices. All right, next example, a little bit more challenging. This one, if you have a straight edge, it might be helpful. What I want to do here is I want to take this shape, whatever you want to call this, D, U, T, S, and reflect it through point P. Well, this one's obviously going to be a little bit more complicated. We've got 4 vertices instead of 3. So I'm going to take my time here and kind of simulate using a straight edge. So first thing I'm going to do is draw in segment DP. And then I want to copy that segment to the other side. So if I have a straight edge, I can measure that and continue it through point P. So at the end of this segment would be D prime. Now let's do the same thing with my other vertices. Let's do U, create that segment, and then copy that, paste it to the other side. At the end of this segment would be U prime. And working our way around the figure, we'll do the segment T to P and continue that on the other side. At the end of that segment is T prime. And then we can do the last one, the segment from S to P, and copy that to the other side. At the end of that segment is S prime. So now we just have to connect those vertices. Make sure you connect them in the correct order. If you notice here, it goes D, U, T, S. So D, U, T, S will look like that. So this example is a good visual of what a point reflection is. Now, fortunately for you guys, we're not going to do too many of these freehand. We are mainly going to be on a coordinate plane, which makes these a lot easier. So let's take a look at our next example. So reflecting through the origin. All right, if you notice up here, the origin, hopefully you guys remember this from algebra, but it's simply the point 0, 0. So right here is the origin. And that's where we're going to do all of our point reflections. It makes these a lot easier on a coordinate plane. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to reflect each one of these vertices through the origin. And the easiest way to do that is to count how far you have to go in each direction. So for A, I have to go left 3, up 2. Left 3, up 2. So A prime would go right there. For B, I have to go left 5, down 1, left 5, down 1, so B prime goes right there. And finally for C, it looks like I have to go left 4, up 5, left 4, up 5, so C prime would go right there. And then we just sketch in the triangle. Okay. It just says draw a triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. It does not say state the coordinates, so we don't need to state the coordinates. Okay, now we get to a parabola. Now we don't have to sketch the parabola, but we're given the parabola and we need to draw the image of this figure after reflection through the origin. So the nice thing about this is I don't have to worry about reflecting all of these points in between, all right, because they'll kind of take care of themselves. What I want to focus on are the nice integer coordinates. So what I need to do is I need to reflect all of these through the origin right there. Okay, well, the first one is nice because it stays right on the origin. And I don't care what order you do this in. I'm going to start maybe with this one here and kind of work my way around. So if I want to reflect this through the origin, I have to go a couple ways you can do it. Down 5, left 1, down 5, left 1. So that point will go right here. I've already reflected this one, like we said. That's done. That stays there. So let's take this one. Up 3, right 1. Up 3, right 1. So that's going to go right here. Okay, let's take this one. Up 4, right 2. Up 4, right 2. It's going to go right there. Okay, now this one. Up 3, right 3. Up 3, right 3. Should go here. This one here is pretty nice. You only have to go right 4, then right 4. And the last one, the furthest one away, looks like I'm going down 5, right 5, down 5, right 5, goes right here. Now, hopefully you guys can visualize, here's what the parabola looks like. So I just need to connect those points to the best of your ability. Take your time, make sure you go through those coordinates. And that blue parabola is the reflection of our original white one through the origin. Okay, last two examples. What we need to do here is just identify parts. So this diagram is a triangle reflected through a point to another triangle. So it's already been done. And what we need to do is we need to identify the images. So for example, if I take point A, which is right here, and I reflect it through point M, where does it go? So let's visualize. Point A goes through M, and where does it go in the other shape? It goes right here. So what is that? That's point J. That's what they want for an answer, J. Okay, well, the next one says, all right, I take segment AB. So if I take this segment and I reflect it in point M, where does it go? What we want to do is we want to do this in the same order. So first I'm going to take A. Where does A go? Well, A went to J. So I'm going to start with a J. Where did B go? Well, B goes to H. So that would be segment JH. Okay, next, how about segment BC? BC, let's see, B goes to H, so I'll start with that. And C, I think this is pretty obvious, C goes to G, so that's HG. Okay, next I have angle ACB. So just remember that order, ACB. ACB. All right, well, A corresponds to J, so that'd be angle J. C corresponds to G, and B corresponds to H, so that'd be angle JGH. And the last one is pretty similar, except it just says triangle. Triangle ABC, so ABC. A corresponds to J, so that would be triangle J. B corresponds to H, and C corresponds to G. All right, same thing here. We just have a different shape. And this one might be a little bit more confusing because we've got like the zigzag pattern going on. But basically, this here has been reflected through point B to the other side. And we just need to find what letters correspond to what letters. So A, Where is my A? Is here. If you reflect through point B, so all of these are being reflected through point B. Notice that. I know it's kind of small. So if A goes through B to the other side, it goes right here. So that's I. How about KE? All right, so KE. Well, I know it's kind of far away, but K goes to R, and E goes to T. So KE gets reflected to RT. Next, we have NA. NA. Well, N gets reflected to G, and A gets reflected to I. So NA is reflected to GI. Angle ANS. ANS goes to IGM. Next, we have angle KAN. KAN would get reflected to RIG. Okay, and that's an angle, RIG. And the last one's pretty easy. Because notice they say snake. So that's SNAKE. So you start here at S and work your way back. So you'd start here and work our way back. So we just have to list the letters in that order. MGIRT. All right, that concludes the lesson on day 4, point reflections. Please reach out if you have any questions whatsoever, and we'll see you guys in class soon.